everyone, this is Darren with Madcaptoys. Today we are going to show you how to list on Mercari. We've had several people via our Facebook group in our private PMs to me, because most of the people on our Facebook group just talk to me privately. Um, you can talk either back and forth with everybody, list and show your products, or just talk to me private, depend on what you want to do, or Kathy. I've had several people on Facebook, as well as on our recent videos in the comments down below, say, Darren, please show how to list on Mercari. Um, to me, Mercari, I've been on Mercari, I believe it is, since roughly 2019. Kathy actually was talking to me about it several years ago and said, hey, I think maybe we've got to check this site out and see what's going on with it, because we need something as a backup in case our sales on eBay goes down or slows down. And was during a slowdown period with eBay at that time. Many of you will remember the last great eBay glitch, as I will call it. So I've had one of my buddies that especially has been on eBay for years. I'm going to say 20 years, maybe a little longer. I've only been on eBay 20 to 21 years plus here going on. But it's mostly been, at first I was on there just primarily to buy, and then I got on later on about 2000 and started an account just for selling. Been doing it ever since, off and on. But people are looking for something else other than just eBay, because when eBay goes down, a lot of people's income just crashes. And that's why Kathy and I have taken and started listing on other sites such as this one on Mercari. And we also currently list on Poshmark. We had years ago used to be on a whole bunch of sites. Kathy and I have said it off and on in various videos, but really, guys, after a while, it just gets to be a redundancy, and being on too many sites makes it too hard for inventory control and staff timing and all that, where you've got to pay people to just basically take stuff off if something is sold primarily on eBay, or let's say Mercari or Poshmark. And then at times we do blowouts in the fall and winter time on Whatnot. But let me show you how Mercari pretty well works. Pretty much you're going to come to the landing page when you're a new person on Mercari. You'll get there, and let's see if this does anything for you. Right here. No, they're going to leave us right here. They're bringing us to page 1. Okay, well, I'm already signed in because I'm already a member. But you're going to have to basically go and sign up first, so make sure you do that. And then you're going to get a seller dashboard, and you're going to have all these little items off your side when you have your little icon. And if you're a seller and you want some credibility, guys, I would advise you to fill out most of your profile. You don't have to do it all on the first day, but I would recommend that you fill out the profile, because you don't want to be what I call a fly-by-night seller, because a lot of times if you don't have a profile pic and a little bit of information about yourself, let's see what that does to us here. Just bring it up. It's probably going to show the whole 9 yards. Yeah. All right, you can see even my sales on eBay right now are down. Or Mercari, I'm sorry. You've got your feedback, the pic. I've verified through two things here. 23, 24 reviews, and then I haven't done the rest there yet. I've got it currently 78, 98 in listings, 22, 65 in sales, and that's my current balance, because I just transferred my money over the other day to get paid into one of my accounts, which you also will have to set up. I basically, on my account, always keep it at $300 or less. Now, I have got paid up to 3 times in a week at $300, and that would be about a payday of $900. But those paydays will come in roughly 2 days after you transfer them over. So it'll be, $300 a time. Now, I don't do that all the time. Right now, quite frankly, this last week, my payday was only like $120. So the sales on Mercari has also fallen off the wayside. And to be quite honest with you, I haven't had a sale as of this recording for the last 2 or 3 days that I'm aware of. And that's with $79.98 in listings. But here's a few of my feedbacks. And Mercari will basically give you an auto feedback like this. Transaction complete. This message is auto posted by Mercari. And then you'll see I've got people that gave me their own. They don't even have to say anything. They can just give you a 5-star rating. And then another person didn't do his job or her job, and Mercari did it for them. And that right there. And then Kevin, a career, comes to me, and he's one of my return and faithful multi-buyers, and I appreciate that. Then, you develop those on every site, but that's very important to continued sales. But Mercari will give you auto listings here. And that's very, very important if you're signed up, because that helps validate you as a seller, because you are getting feedback. Whereas on eBay, you can just look right here, no feedback, no feedback. So out of these feedbacks, I would have only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 feedbacks out of 10. So I would have already lost 20% of my feedbacks right there on Mercari. But on eBay, if you know, people are a little bit lazy with feedbacks, but eBay bases everything as a seller on your feedback rating. But they don't make everybody give you feedback or give you an auto feedback. To me, Mercari's benefit to this feedback thing is you number one always get a feedback. Yay or nay, good or not, it's a feedback. Somebody has to give you a feedback. Because in 3 days after you receive your feedback, if people wait 3 days, or Mercari has to automatically give you the feedback, that's how you get paid. Excuse me. So Mercari pushes the feedback so you and I can get paid. Now, eBay, I wouldn't care if they did the same thing as long as somebody had to give you a feedback. But right now, eBay plays it where right now about 20% to 25% of my people on eBay give me a feedback. So if you see my feedback numbers at 34, just multiply it times 4 or 5, and that's what I really should get. So a lot of times I should get 150 feedbacks in a week. We don't. Now sales are down, so keep that in mind as of this period of time and as of this video being launched to you. But that's what they normally were. But since lately, I don't know what the case is, but a lot of eBay buyers have got very lazy, and they just don't give feedback, because if it don't matter to them, they don't care. But everything is from you as a seller. It matters. So we are always saying, give us feedback, give us feedback. But eBay bases everything on feedback, yet they know there's a problem with their feedback, but they don't change the system. Eventually, they're going to have to if they're going to play the system via feedback. But anyway, let's get back to the topic of how to list an item. Okay, guys, this basically is what you see as in my profile, my pic, etc. and so forth. This is going to show you when you come to your profile, your active listing, your whole lifetime of sales, and that'll show you whatever your balance is as of the point of day. Like I said, I transferred mine out, got paid today, so had a pretty nice little day. But so far, people are not giving me the 3-day feedbacks right now, because you don't get your dollar amounts until you get the feedback from an item. All right, let's go on. How to list an item right here. As soon as you get all this info filled out here that you have to have a public profile on Mercari, and you do a few things to set it up. I've still got one thing to do to complete my badge, which I don't know if I'm going to do, because it has something to do with these two areas. I'm not truly wanting to give Facebook access to everything I've got here, because they have issues once in a while. So you do what works for you. on that. But after you got it all filled out and you're happy with it, you take and to list an item, you can go right here, list. Now there's other ways to list on Mercari as well, and we may cover some of those here, this video. But basically, you are allowed to fill in up to 12 photos. Usually, most of the time, for instance, I'm going to do a buffalo nickel today. Okay. So I'm listing the 1937 buffalo nickel in very fine condition. Some people will call it VF20. You can also go here, and their photo edit is not as good as eBay's, but you can go over here and bring it in pretty good. All right, go right here, do the same thing. Try to give them as close-up detail as you can. For instance, on this item, it's a coin, so I want them to see it all that they can. Whatever you're selling, do the same thing. They give you a recommended title, which this has nothing to do with silver, even though the coin is a silver in color. But I'm going to just put in here 1937 buffalo nickel. If I can spell. And you see I've got 30 of 80 title metrics used there. Description, you can have up to 1,000 characters. But I basically keep mine the same. If I'm listing, I try to list the same items or style or quantity of items on the page. Now, speaking of quantity, on eBay, for instance, this 1937 buffalo nickel here, I had a total of 12. So I went over to eBay and listed quantity of 12 of these nickels on there. Mercari, I can't do quantity, so I'm only allowed to list one at a time. So all I'm going to do here is list one. I don't know if I have anything saved there to do it. No. So I will go like this. And I basically try, guys, without writing a book, to get to the point. You know, tell them what they're going to get. If I can spell buffalo today. And, you know, be straight, be blunt with them so that they don't have to worry. And that's how I get my repeat customers. VF might work for some seasoned sellers, but I'm not going to do it here because not everybody's seasoned on coins and grading. All right. And then down here, you do want to fill in these tags as best you can. Let's see. I'm going to put coin here. All right. And then you've got right there. That's a new category. They've added that. Silver buffalo nickel. There's that. But these tags are very important. They help you basically get out there, get your word out. Some people add a few in here. I don't do that on average. But once in a blue moon, depends on what it is, right? Now, shipping. Shipping is totally different than on eBay at this time, because even if you put your coin at 3 ounces, you're not going to save anything. Watch. Same price. Because the only thing that goes towards the 3 ounce rule is based on your category. If my category was cards, I could do it, and that'd be down to $1.08 or whatever they're saying it is at that time on Mercari. I don't sell cards that often on Mercari, so I'm not going to worry about it right now, but my seller or buyer is going to have to pay $4.30 via the first class shipping because Mercari hasn't got in line yet with what the average shipping costs really should be for coins such as pennies, nickels, dimes, and even quarters. It's not so bad really with halves or I'm going to say dollar coins or silver ounces because those are bigger, so you sort of have to adjust for that. But due to the value of the coins, this ought to definitely be in a first class envelope. But because they won't do it on Mercari, unlike eBay, you're going to have to pay for a first class price shipping package. So keep that in mind. All right. Also, right here, Mercari, a little different than eBay, overall will give you a basic suggested retail price for the coin. That's way off. But if they did and you accepted that, say, okay, I'll go with that. Because some people do go with that, and then they'll set to let the price go down and adjust to where they want it by letting it go down ever so often, ever so many days or week or whatever. But if you do price it at that, your fees would be $1.40 for the selling fee, basically 10%. Processing fee is another $1.03. That's $2.43 for that amount. And not great, but it could be worse. But no, look at this price here. And I don't know where they got their price on this. If they're going by graded coins or if they're going by somebody that's overly inflated it, or if they're going by the base average price of the item that I'm listing. But this coin should be at $3. Right now, you look, if I sell it's going to cost me 30 cents and 71 cents, be $1.01, which means I'm going to earn $1.99. Excuse me, which is pretty good for me for a coin of this nature, this age, and this grade. But we're going to put that on there, and all you got to do is hit that list. Now, they're telling you here, listing's complete. My item is live. And now you can go and share your listing. I don't know who all we're connected to here. Let's just do this. Let's see. Find my category. I'll put it in that one. And you can advertise after you get your item on. I don't advertise everything, of course. Excuse me. On every site. But again, if you've got something else you can sell, you can go down to here, hit it, and there you go again. You're back at it. You already got, again, 12 items that you can, or photos you can list. Pick your category, pick your condition. And this conditional thing will vary according to each person. The way you grade it, I grade it, may be a little different. Again, your shipping. Most of the time, they're going to suggest you pay for it. I don't. 99% of my items, it's just not worth it. With fees and everything, you can't always do that. If it's a higher priced item, you might be able to get away with it. But on the low value items, low end items, it just isn't worth your time. But you do what works for you. If you have a system, you have a budget, you have a policy, you have a plan, and you've been selling for a while, this is the way you put on Mercari. It's really simple. It's really easy. Probably the hardest thing you're going to do is have to sign up. After you sign up, guys, and if you guys have been selling online for a while, it's easy peasy. So once you get through the sign up process, it's easy. It's cake. So just do what you got to do, guys. If you need another site to sell on, I would recommend Mercari because, number one, there are no fees to list. Okay, so you can list about anything that you want. I think the only thing that they don't want on here currently, there may be a few other items they do not want or banned or accept on the site. They don't take bullion coins, 1 ounce coins or heavier. They don't take sex items, etc., adult items in that sense. There may be other items, that they don't accept, But that's basically with anywhere you go nowadays. But just sign up. This would be a great site. Right now, it seems to be a lot slower than it normally is. But overall, it's still a really good site. So they're having a little slow time. eBay's having a little slow time. Poshmark's hit and miss as well. Whatnot, well, we do it mostly, like I said, in the fall and winter time, and that's maybe 3 to 6 shows a year. But this site here, guys, usually can help you make a little extra money. It's a good site. Most of the time, I haven't had too many problems with them. I have had problems once in a blue moon with them and shipping, as in I send something out, somebody's bought the item, they find it cheaper, then they want to try to cancel it and keep the item. We don't allow it. We make them send it back, but then they'll try to keep the item once in a blue moon. And Mercari will say, if you want your money back, you've got to send the item back. But basically, that's the only issue once in a blue moon you will face. Very rare. Mercari usually is balanced, but once in a while they'll give a refund. Not a refund. They'll give an okay for people to ship something back you didn't know they even wanted to return it. So they'll do that around your back once in a while. And I think a lot of times it just depends on who it is. And sometimes I personally think, my personal opinion, these people probably are internal workers there somehow, because it don't seem like the people that do that most of the time have to go through the steps that most of us have to go to return an item to a seller. But guys, anyway, I hope you find this helpful. It's usually a 99.9% decent company to work with. I haven't had near the problems with these guys that I had with the site that we normally talk about. But you guys have a great, wonderful day. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up on the video. Comment if you got it. Question if you got it. Don't forget, we may not be the only ones answering your questions or reading your comments. So somebody else may tell you something you want to hear, or not something you want to hear. That's part of commenting, but that's the way it goes on these videos. And don't forget to share the video. And, just stay safe. I hope you do well in your sales, guys, whether here or somewhere else. You guys have a great and a wonderful day. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.